Alright, what's up, y'all? I'm gonna be showing you guys how to install AK47 Cannabis Cafe into your server. So, of course, first thing you're gonna want to do is go to Tebex, Single Resources, ESX, and or QB Core, whichever one, and you're gonna go to Cannabis Cafe and buy it. This is an ESX video, by the way. QB Core video will be made in the future. So then, after you're done buying it, it should pop up into your Keymaster, and just going to want to hit download, and it should download, and then you can just go ahead and open up and we can close out of that. You're going to want to drag it, the folder that's inside, into your desktop, and we can go ahead and open the folder. We're going to drag this over here, have this open on this side, and you're going to want to open the install me first, images for inventory. You're going to want to go to where you have your inventory installed. I have mine installed over here. We're going to go ahead, open it, go to HTML, images, items, and we're going to select all the images from the script and drag them into our inventory. And now once you're done with that, you can back out, open SQL for database, and open the job one. And you're going to go ahead and open your database, and you're going to run the SQL. I've already have this installed, so it said to have it duplicated. And after, you can go to your jobs, data, and let's check what job it's called. So it's called Cannabis Cafe. As you can see, it installed into our server. You can go ahead and close that. And now, depending on your inventory, is the one you open. So my inventory uses weight. If yours uses limit, then you can go ahead and run the limit one. But for my scenario, I'm going to open items-weight, and you can go ahead and run the SQL. You can go ahead and refresh. As you can see over here, it added an item called Cafe Bong. So that's the one we're going to look for, just to verify that it went into the server. Over here, Control F and search Cafe _ Bong. Spelled that. And there you go. And as you can see, it's in the server. Go ahead and close that. Whatever. And then you're going to go back, and you can go ahead and delete this folder as you do not need it anymore. You're going to go back in your resources folder. You're going to go to where your resources are. I'm going to have everything in here. So let me go ahead and delete that. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys some configuration things you guys can do. You can go ahead and open config. And if you guys are using QTarget, or your third eye, or any target system really, you can go ahead and hit true. If you use a different target system, just make sure you put the target script right there. And you're going to change this to true if you are going to use it. I'm not going to use it just for the sake of the video, so you're going to leave it on false. But if you are, just change it to true. And this is how loud the bong sounds are, because there are custom sounds. I would just leave it. This one sounds pretty good. Progress bar. If you want to use a progress bar, you can change this to true. But same thing as the target. I'm going to just leave it on false for the sake of the video. And this is the only one I would recommend changing to true, because if you have it on false, it charges the player, but it doesn't give them the item if it weighs too much or if they have too many of the item. For example, if you have like a limit to like 10 and they're at 10 already, but they buy more than 10, it will not give them the items and it will take their money. So I'll just make sure to have that on true, and you can go ahead and close out of that. Did not click. Go ahead and close out of this. You're going to go to the config for the bongs, and this is the item name. I would honestly just keep it the same. Kind of have to keep it the same unless you change it in your database. And now this is where the positions of the bongs are. If you're using a different MLO instead of the White Widow, you will have to change this, of course. But if you're using the White Widow MLO, just keep all of this the same. And close that. For the farming, because it's like the cookie script from AK as well, that you can sell weed in your store and all that good stuff. You can go ahead, leave everything else the same. If you want to change the price, you can change the prices, the stocks, all that in game. So I wouldn't really mess with anything in here. I'll go ahead and close that. We can go to shop. And same goes for here. If you want auto restock, you can change this to true. If you have this on true, the regenerate equals 10. 10 is for the amount of minutes it takes to add this amount of items. So I'm going to just keep this false. I don't like restock. I like players to role play it out and restock items on their own. Management ranks, I would keep this to this, as this is how you restock items. And boss actions, same thing as before. If you're using a different MLO other than the White Widow, you may change this. If you're not, I would recommend just keeping it the same. Same for the blip. Just keep everything the same if you're using White Widow. If not, go ahead and change it. Same thing with everything else that has to do with coordinates. And all of this, I would just keep the same as the same thing over there. You can change it all in game. Of course, if you know what you're doing and you want to change it, go ahead. If you do not, I would recommend just leaving it as it is. I'm going to close out of that. And we can drag this script into our resources folder. And you want to make sure that you start your script. So you're just going to go to your server config and you're going to type ensure, not spell, you're going to type ensure and paste the script name. I already have the whole folder started, so I'm not going to do that. But after, you're just going to go to edit and save, or you can just hit Control S. Close out of that. And just like that, it's easy as that to install it. I'll be right back with you guys as soon as I'm loaded into the server. All right, now that we're loaded in. Also, just a reminder, guys, that MLO does not come with this script, so make sure you have the MLO. Don't worry about this part, as your bong will not look like this. I actually don't even have enough money to use the bong. Let me just give myself money. All right. I have a custom bong prop. Yours guys' bong will not look like this. Your bong will look like the one on the table. So don't worry about this. As you can see, the bongs are usable. Every bong on every table is usable. And we can also, of course, open up the menu to buy things. Add to cart, add to cart. You can just add everything to cart. And as you can see over here, it shows you what you have in your cart, how many of the item, and etc. Go ahead and check out, and it gives you all the items. You can see we have all the items. We have the vape, the lighter, the joint, the vape juice, the cheap lighter, and all that. And now make sure you have the cannabis cafe job. You can go over here and grab a weed pot. This is so you can grow weed downstairs. And over here, you can also get your bags. And this marker over here is to sell to NPCs. So if you enable this, NPCs can come in and they can, of course, buy certain things. I'm going to just turn it off. Now you can come over here, the shop menu. This is where you restock items. So you can take items out as well as put items in. Works the same for every item. Stock menu. This is where you can just take stock out from here and restock the shop. And if you're the boss, of course, you have your boss actions over here. Withdraw money, deposit money, wash money, which takes, for example, if you're the owner of this and you have a dirty business, you can wash money through here. It takes 24 hours to process it into clean money. And then over here, you have your personal vault, which you can put items in. And if people have the cannabis cafe job, they can also see what's in that. And over here, you can get your weed spray. You grab your fertilizer, which of course is to grow weed. And over here, you have your process menu. So after you harvest the weed that you're planting, of course, there's only weed. And over here, you get your weed seed. So it's a plant. You just walk over until you have a marker. So over here, it says press E to plant. Of course, it removes the necessary items, and you go ahead, go through the animation, and it will place a pot down. Alright, and then once this pot is planted, as you can see, it will say growing, the ID of the plant, and what stage is at. Stage 7 is the max, which I'll show you guys over here with this one. This one is fully grown. And then to harvest it, of course, you just click H, and then it harvests the weed. Let me just go ahead and cancel it. But then after you have weed seeds, you can just go to your process menu. Come on over here. Make item, and it is making the item. And just like that, it gave us the item. And now with that, of course, what you can do is you can either use it, roll it up, if you have the AK47 usable drugs, or you can go ahead and you can stock the shop, which I made all white runs. We're just gonna hit one and put it into the shop. And now if we go over here, there should be 301 of them in stock. Yep. And just like that, guys, it's honestly simple. If you follow along, you'll get everything installed smoothly. If you guys are having any trouble, if you guys are getting errors, you can go ahead and join the Discord, discord.gg/meninak47. The link will also be down in the description below. If you guys need help, you can @ me at cyberdev in the chat, and I'll try my best to get to you guys. You guys can also comment down below, and I'll try my best to reply. But that is all for today, guys. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.